Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back. Our guest today is my very good friend, Rafi Farber from the Endgame Investor. Welcome back, Rafi.
Hey, Ivan, good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. I wanted to get you down to talk about everything that's happening in precious metals, the crazy economic situation the world's in right now, and of course, the debt spiral that we're seeing in the United States. First, though, let's start off with silver and gold. What are your thoughts right now, where we're at? Are we in consolidation? Are we going up higher? What are your thoughts for precious metals?
Well, we've been in consolidation for what, since March or April now.
Yeah,
So I think we're about 4 months in, and this is about as long as consolidations have been since the beginning of 2025, which is when Trump got elected. So I mean, the practical application of that, or the practical effect of that on the gold market was like a whole bunch of gold was going to be imported into the United States because of tariff fears. And then we have, are there gold tariffs? Are there not gold tariffs? One day there are, one day there aren't, another day there are, and then Trump comes out with an announcement that there aren't. And in my opinion, it's not that the tariffs would have an immediate impact on gold and silver, even if they were applied or not. They would just have an effect on gold trading liquidity. Because what provides the liquidity is the spread between London and New York,
right.
right? So a tariff, if you're gonna have an artificial price for gold because of a tariff that applies when you import gold into New York, then that spread between London and New York goes away, and therefore the bullion banks, and we like to knock the bullion banks all the time, and I would agree with that. They're not legitimate. But it's not their own fault that they're not legitimate. They're just operating within a fiat system that exists on top of them. You could
Right.
say they benefit from it, fine, but still they have to operate within it, whether they benefit from it or not. Um, so the point is that tariffs would hit the liquidity negatively that the bullion banks provide to the gold trading market. So um, the effect being that an if there is a reason for other people to buy gold, then there will be less liquidity with to operate with. So the moves in gold and silver would be much more volatile, and that's what we've been seeing. And on the day that it was announced that there were gold tariffs, all of a sudden there was humongous volatility in the gold market. It went to new all-time highs, and then down $100, and then up another $100, and the news kept changing. And uh, this is not healthy for any market.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to see gold and silver head up higher and higher, faster and faster, but I don't think a tariff is what's going to get us there. It's just going to be the fiscal situation and the monetary situation aside from the tariffs. The tariffs are just an outside annoyance that we got to get around. So I wouldn't be too encouraged that tariffs are what's going to get us to the end game. They might speed it up a little bit, but other things are more important than that.
Now, let's say a lot of people in the silver and gold market that I've interviewed in the past couple of weeks, they're saying, for standing for gold deliveries for the COMEX, we're seeing it at record highs, specifically in gold, where pe they don't know who it is, whether it's central banks, China, or even private investors. They're coming in and standing for delivery for this gold. Uh, do you have an idea who it would be, or would it be a country, a bank? Is it China? What makes sense for who's standing for this delivery of gold, and what do they know that we don't?
Well, if I were a central bank and I wanted to hold gold, why would I hold it in New York?
Right,
Like I would hold it in my vaults, in my central bank vaults in whatever country I'm in. I wouldn't stand for delivery in New York. So the only thing that I could see that parties that would stand for delivery in New York and hold the gold there, because we're not seeing gold and silver drain out of New York. They're still in the vault system. Like
right,
they could be for registered for sale against contracts, or they could take them out, but they're still in the vaults. They're not moving anywhere.
right.
Like if you check the amount of gold and silver, I think silver is at record highs above 500 million ounces. And gold is slightly below that, but it's still, higher than it's been in since the 1970s until COVID. So who if we just reason out in our brains, like who would be holding gold in New York in the form of warrants, but not take it out?
Yeah.
So what I would think is it would be either ultra high net worth individuals, maybe some big bank like JP Morgan or Bank of America, or a combination of big banks that are nervous about what's going to happen to the dollar after the Fed starts its next QE round, which is imminent. It's going to be within the next few weeks. Um, so whether it's big banks or ultra high net worth clients doesn't really make a difference because neither of them are looking to move it out or take it into their own personal safes. So I would guess it's the big banks mostly and high net worth clients that their financial advisors say like we don't know what's going to happen to the dollar, so just have your real estate portfolios, have your farmland portfolios, and whatever else you have, and put like 2, 3, 4% in gold bullion and just like store it in New York in case we don't know what's going to happen to those other assets. That's what I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd see the bullion moving out, which we're not seeing.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep
Seeing.
stacking. Let's play a hypothetical game. Let's say Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett come out tomorrow, breaking news. They're going and buying silver in massive quantities and mass amounts. What do you think that would do to the silver market? Do you think it would shoot up overnight? Do you think you'll see a flood of investors come into the silver market? What happens if, yeah, let's say Warren Buffett or Berkshire get back into silver?
Well, what happened in the 1990s? I think they announced that they were going to do that, and it didn't immediately affect. If it immediately affected it, it was only for a few days, and then the market went down.
Right,
So what I would expect that and Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway, as big as they are, they can't move the market by themselves. They can for a day or two, as they would hook speculators in to follow them. But
right,
then you'd have people that are long gold and silver say, "Oh, well, now's a good time to get out and get some profits and move into something else," because most of the people that hold gold and silver are not stackers. They're just looking for a buck,
right,
So I would expect that if Warren Buffett made an announcement like that, gold and silver would go up for maybe 2 or 3 days at most, and then it would sell off, and then the market would go back to where it's going, and gold would go up and silver would go up for fundamental reasons. But the reason we're in gold and silver is not because we're trying to follow Warren Buffett or we care anything about Warren Buffett does. It
right.
doesn't make a difference. It matters where the dollar goes, and the dollar market is much bigger than Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway or anything like that. It's the entire planet. So, what percentage of the trading world is Warren Buffett compared to the entire planet? Like less than 1%, 1% maybe at most. I don't even know. I'm just making up a number, but it's pretty small.
Do you think, Rafi, the manipulation in the silver markets is getting harder and harder for these big players who are manipulating it, as the price continues to go up?
I believe that manipulators in the silver market are small fry.
Okay.
In terms of the people that are, let's say, spoofing the futures market and then selling or something like that to make a quick buck, I don't think that really matters that much with the price. I'm not saying it's great, and I'm not saying it's fine. I'm saying I don't really care about it that much.
Right.
The big manipulation in the silver market goes back to 1873. It's
Wow.
150 years old, and it's pretending that silver isn't money and the dollar isn't money. And right now, that seems to be true because nobody uses money as in a transaction. You use credit. This is what Alistair McLeod said to me in an interview that I had with him on my channel. Like everything is credit, and he's right.
Yeah.
Everything is credit until credit doesn't work because you can keep borrowing money from your friend for so long until he says he cuts you off.
Yeah.
So that's the same with with the issuer of credit, which is the Federal Reserve, and no, the Federal Reserve isn't going to cut anybody off, but they'll stop. But the world is going to cut off the Fed, right? On top of the Fed itself, which is much more powerful than Warren Buffett, is the entire planet, which is even more powerful than the Fed. So when credit no longer works, that's when money it has to be used in trading, and that will end the silver manipulation, which goes back to 1873. That's what we're looking at.
There's
Now,
about $15 trillion worth of physical gold in the world sitting there costing money rather than being used. It's just absolutely insane. Monetary metals is bringing gold back into the financial world, putting gold to productive use right now. The problem with gold, of course, in physical form is that it's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's not particularly easy to ship, and it costs money to store in a protected manner. This platform Monetary Metals created is a proven concept and allows gold to be put to productive use. So instead of sitting there costing you money, it's actually in use earning you money.
Learn how you can earn 2 to 5% in our leasing program and how accredited investors can earn up to 12% on silver paid in silver. This advertisement is not investment or financial advice. Minimum investment applies.
Now, let's say you had a magic wand, Rafi. What would you do to fix this current debt spiral that America is in? $37 trillion in debt. If you wanted to introduce a new system, or if you wanted to fix a few things, what would be your magic wand to say, you know what, we have to stop this and do this?
Would be my magic wand. It wouldn't be pretty, and it wouldn't. I'm an extremist. I'm not a politician. Like you'd need a politician to figure out how to, first of all, like it's like asking me the question, well, what would you do if you knew that there was an alien invasion? How would you notify everyone so that, people would be able to
Right.
calmly and collectively go to the exit doors without, killing each other? I
Right,
don't
right.
know. I don't have an answer to that. But I can tell you what I would do. It's probably not a great idea since I'm not a political leader. You need a politician like as honest as Ron Paul, but with the cunning of Netanyahu or something that is able to stay in power no matter what happens.
Right.
Like something, a combination of what you love and what you hate, and some kind of person that is able to put it together in some kind of pie that none of us can do. But I don't suspect that there's going to be a leader that is able to do that. So my solution would be just to I would take over the Fed, I would stop the printing, and I would let everything collapse.
Yeah.
And then I would just, and the most important thing to do after that is do not intervene. Aside from very bare, basic law enforcement, try to stop looting and stop,
Like any
mass
anarchy.
murder. Yeah, just put, maybe you'd need martial law in the big cities or something like that, and to fund it with, I don't know, a collection of millionaires and billionaires who can fund basic law enforcement or something like that. I mean, it's not pretty what's going to happen.
Right.
So you're asking me how to control it? I don't know. I just know it has to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna have to have that like there's no way you can fix the economy without pain. You're gonna have some type of recession or a depression in order to clean up the system. Do you think we're heading towards that inevitable, it's an inevitable outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure when I watch the news, and I try not to, what is real and what isn't. But just the general feeling that I have and what I'm seeing from the little snippets is that there's war everywhere. Like everything's
Yeah.
erupting in war. There's Russia and Ukraine is just one part of it. There's Israel and Gaza, and Germany is falling apart. There's a housing crisis in Germany right now. Um,
Never know what happens with China next and
yeah, there's China threatening to invade Taiwan. Iran is saying that Israel's about to bomb it again. It looks like there's Cambodia and Thailand now.
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
I mean, and I can't tell if this is all just part of the narrative to like confuse me, and none of it is actually happening. And no, I think some of it's happening. I can't tell what, and I don't really care anymore because I've
Right.
seen what they did in COVID, and I know that everything that is based on something that's happening. I just don't know how much of it is actually happening. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said.
Yeah. So I mean, it just seems like everything is falling apart. And this is what happens with a monetary system that falls apart, and what happens when it completely falls apart. I suspect it's going to be war for a while until they run out of reserves to bomb each other with, and then we'll figure out what we can do as a human race, and hopefully they run out of money before we run out of people.
Yeah, this is what happens when we're in the end game.
Yeah.
Well, Rafi, I want to thank you so much for coming down and speaking to the silver and the gold community. I want people to connect with you. I want them to connect with your YouTube channel, and of course, all your links. I'll put it in the description below. But where can people find you?
Check out Rafi Farber on YouTube. For people who want religious guidance and what is going on, check my Patreon at patreon.com/endgameinvestor, and check out my Substack at endgameinvestor.substack.com for 3 times a week update on what's happening in the monetary system and the plumbing, and trying to triangulate the end game for some profits, and for basically keeping myself sane. And through that, I organize my thoughts, and hopefully they reflect yours, and we keep each other sane as we head into this end game together.
Yeah, everyone watching this, highly recommend. Please go check out the links in the description below for Rafi so you can connect with him. Check out his YouTube channel. And Rafi, as always, every time I talk to you, it's such a great conversation and we learn lots. So I really want to th say thank you. And as the market develops, I really love to have you back on in the future.
Good, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Talk to you soon, Rafi.